gift giving can be really stressful or it can be super, super fun. And I'm here to hopefully make it fun because that's what we want in life. Okay? Okay. Hi, I'm Becca. I'm an elementary music teacher, but I love Christmas and I love gift giving. So I want to make sure that I shared some ideas for gift giving if that's maybe not your love language and not, you know, the thing that you just love to do. And specifically today, we're going to be talking about my favorite Christmas gifts that I have ever gotten, or things that I maybe purchased for myself that would make great Christmas gifts for someone like me. And then I'll share a couple things that are on my list for this year that I would like, that I, you know, wrote to Santa about. So that's where we are. For reference, I am 30. I am a teacher. I am, you know, this would be a good gift guide for a wife, a sister, a daughter, a granddaughter, something along those lines, if you are looking for something that way. And of course, gift giving is so specific. That's why this is so hard to make a video in like gift guide, because I'll look at a lot of gift guides and I'm like, I don't need anything off there, or none of these would work for any of my people. But hopefully I can give you a little bit of help. We're going to be needing to travel around the house a little bit. But yeah, let's talk about it. Best gifts I've ever gotten. First of all, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that the best gift that I have ever received in my life was when I was 8 years old, and it was the American Girl Samantha. Nothing will ever top her. So that's how we're starting. Just letting you know. Nothing's ever going to top that. But these come in close, you know, second and third and fourth and fifth. So these are things that I use a lot, that I love. So let's move around the cabin and let you know all the things. All right, number one is from last year. Santa stuffed my stocking with a bunch of these. They're not super cheap, but they are fabulous. So these are Dior lip products. I'm gonna look it up so I don't tell you lies about what they're called, but they are amazing. I wear lipstick every day of my life. I told you I'm a teacher. When I show up not wearing lipstick, the kids are like, what's wrong with your face? I literally had a child ask me, what's wrong with your face? And I was like, thanks, child. Because that's so sweet. Okay, so these are called Rouge Dior Forever Liquid Transfer Proof Lipsticks. And they are transfer proof. Once you put it on, if you put it on and let it dry, it will not get on anything unless you eat something greasy. But like if I'll eat like oatmeal for lunch or like yogurt for lunch, does not get off. I will put it on in the morning. It will still be on, and I have to use like makeup remover at night to get it to go off, which is ideal because we need that. To the point where I think I've gotten through my whole red one already. The color I would suggest if you're looking for a red is the Forever Dior 999. This one I wear every single day of my life. I have a glittery version that I use for Christmas time. And then they also have like nudes and oranges and like all the different colors. So I'm probably going to go in January and buy myself like a berry one, because I don't have one that color, but I have a nude and I have a red and I have like a darker color and just different things like that. And I wear them every single day of my life. If you don't like lipstick, I would suggest them. Again, I wear them all the time. I haven't had any problems with my lips drying out, none of that kind of stuff. So that's number one. Number two, if you have a Disney lover, like me, highly suggest a Loungefly backpack. These range from, they usually start at like, you can find them on Amazon for 50 or 60, and they go up. I mean, you can pay a lot of money for like the really valuable ones on the resale sites, but typically between 50 and like 110 for like the really expensive ones. This is one of the best gifts I got. My mother-in-law gave me, not that one, but she gave me one a few years ago, and it was the first one I ever got, and it was great. Husband's bought me some since then, and I just love them. And also I've seen a lot of people using them as their daily bags these days. I don't usually do that, but you know, it can be great. Number three is one I bought myself, but I also bought for my sister-in-law, and that is to go on my Loungeflies. I'm pulling it off of Flick, who was last year's Christmas present. This is an ear holder. So if, again, Disney lovers, everyone else is probably like, what are you talking about? But if you wear the Mickey ears, sometimes they hurt your head or you need to take them off. That you can hook them on here, and then it has like a little
hooky thing to hook onto your bag so that way it'll hold them and you don't have to wear them all the day. So I have actually a couple of these. I have like one that's pastel and I have different like themed ones. This one looks like the badges at Magic Kingdom, and what I like about this one is I can put it on any of the bags and I don't feel like if they're specific to a movie, I feel like they need to match the bag, but that one can go on anything. So that would be good. That's a much smaller price point. If you're going to get a personalized one, obviously you're going to have to buy it a little bit ahead of time, but so highly recommend. I'm not decorated out here yet, but it's fine. Next one is a recent one, and this is a little more out in the open, but this I just got for my birthday in October from husband, and it's just like a really simple Kate Spade outlet purse. So it's a crossbody. I love this one. I'll see if it's still available and link it down below if it is. What I like about this is it is the perfect size for me. What I like to do with my purses is I like to have a small purse where I can fit my wallet, my phone, and my sunglasses, and my lipstick, of course, and my keys. So those things all fit in here. And then I typically put my purse into a bigger bag when I go to work or to church or things like that, where I need more items, because at church I teach the kids, so I always have stuff. And at work, you know, obviously I bring my laptop and I bring my iPad and like I have all those things. So I like to have like a smaller bag, but big enough to fit things. And then this one also has the back pocket, which is perfect for your phone or cough drops, whatever. So that is one thing I really like. If that one's still available, I'll link that, and if not, I'll find one that's like a similar size, because that one to me is the perfect size. I'm about to switch to a Christmas one, but after Christmas, like I'll be using that all the time. Love it. Super excited. It was like the perfect size. Next up, if you want something a little bit cheaper but like super practical, this would be great for even like teachers or, you know, someone like maybe you don't know as well. This is not a gift, but it's something that I have put together. I don't have a name for this, but this is just like my go everywhere emergency pouch. So this travels with me. I stick it in my church bag. I stick it in my work bag. Yes, I have different bags for those two things. And it just has lots of like useful things in it. This bag I actually got from, there's a church that like sponsors our school. And so they always give us a back to school gift, and they give us back to school gift in this thing. So that's perfect, but it's like the perfect size. I like that it's clear so I can see inside of it. And then I keep Band-Aids, hand sanitizer, lotion. As far as like medicine goes, the only thing I really take is ibuprofen and then Dramamine if I'm like traveling. Tissues, pen. I need to add a Sharpie in here. Husband got these little Halls minis. I use this sunscreen stick I leave in here, which I don't necessarily need now, but I do live in Georgia, so it's helpful to Neutrogena. And hair ties, Lysol wipes, glasses cleaners, like just those kind of things. Emergency pouch. This would be a great gift for anybody. It'd be great for like a new mom. I just use it all the time, and I just, again, I stick that and my pen bag and my purse into whatever bag I'm taking with me for whatever activity I'm doing, and it is like the best thing. So highly recommend that one. And let's move to the next little area. Next up is specific, but this is a second KitchenAid bowl. If you have a like stand mixer KitchenAid, get 2 bowls, because listen, we've been making, you know, 2 different types of cookies. I need 2 different bowls, and I don't want to have to like wash one out to do the other one. I just want to have them. Or if you're making a cake and frosting, you need 2 bowls. So getting a second one, my mom got me this a few years ago for Christmas. Having a second one was so helpful. And specifically, I like this one because it's glass. It has the pour spout, which is fabulous. And it has the handle, which is also fabulous. The one that came with my mixer is just like a metal round bowl. It has like the measurements on it, and I just like really love this one. It is the KitchenAid brand, so that would be that one. I really need to organize that drawer. The other thing that is a cheaper option is this splash guard. So this sits on top of your bowl, and you like pour things on the side here, and it just helps like not to get flour everywhere, because I am the messiest baker. I will make a giant mess and get things everywhere. So this was also something my mom got me that has just been like life-changing if you are a baker. Highly recommend. Next I know there's a whole hierarchy on water bottles, but this is the best water bottle that I've ever gotten. Husband got it for me, I think 2 years ago, and they are the best. I have 2 of them, but they're the Brewmate ones. They're metal, they have a handle, and then the straw. But what I like about it is you can lock it and then it won't leak. I have a tendency to drop my water bottle and knock it off of things, and so having the lock has helped so many times when I've knocked it over and it has not spilled. They're really easy to clean, so it has like the straw. I love that the straw is metal. It makes it extra cold when you're drinking, but the top part is silicone, so that's great too. So that comes off, and then this part comes off, and they magnet together, and that would be a good gift for literally anybody, because it just depends, you know, get a different color and you got it for a different person. The husband and I both use these, and I highly recommend. I do have a dent in mine because, again, I just tend to knock them off. They also have like silicone on the bottom to help them stick there as well. We moved into the messiest room of my house for the next one, which is kind of a 3-parter. What will not shock you one bit is that one of the best gifts that I've ever gotten, also from my mother-in-law, she always did such a good job picking things out, is my Cricut. I love my Cricut and I use it quite a bit. If you have a crafter in the house and they don't have a paper cutter, you want to get them that. I use it all the time. I make banners. I cut out vinyl to make t-shirts, which really surprised me. I'm not usually a t-shirt person, so I didn't think I would need it for that, but I have used it many, many times for that. I'm about to take it up to the church to work on Christmas decorations. I used it to make bats over Halloween to add to the house. It's just been so useful. I've used it to make cards. You can put a pen in it and it can like address envelopes. Like, it is so helpful, and it has so many different functions, and especially you can cut fabric with it. There's just so many like fun things that you can do. The one I have is a few years old. It's the Explorer Air. I think it's the Explorer Air 3 is the one that I have. So that's the one that I use all of the time. The like more heavy duty one is called the Maker, and that one is cool because it can cut wood, which I think is really cool, but mine was free, so I didn't, you know, I'm not complaining. So that is something that is really great. Along with that, husband, like the next year or 2 years later, got me the heat press that goes along with it, which is also sitting over here in my messy room. So the heat press is like a big flat, it's kind of like an iron, but it's for vinyl onto, where's Becca? T-shirts or anything that you're gonna do. And I've used that to add like monograms to quilts. I've made t-shirts, I've made sweatshirts. It's great for homemade gifts. A lot, especially if you have people who like t-shirts, you can make them a funny t-shirt. I, you know, have used it for like all sorts of different things, and you can use it on more than just fabric also, which surprised me. I wasn't sure. When I got my Cricut, I thought that I was going to use it mostly for paper, but I have definitely used it more for vinyl and for like heat pressing things than I thought at all. The next year, husband got me the mini version. So this guy, I don't remember what this is called, but he's like a little tiny heat press, and I've used this thing so many times. If you just have something small that you need to do, that's not like a huge thing, you can use this. I've used it for shoes, I've used it for hats, I've used it for just like little things, and I just love having like the 2 different options, and it has worked really well. If you have a Cricut person and you want something but you don't want to, they already have a Cricut, or you want something like cheaper, getting extra mats is a great thing. I got that for Christmas last year. So just a few extra cutting mats is great, especially because if you're like me, I like to have 2 going, so I have like one cutting while I'm peeling the stuff off of the other one, and then I can switch it out that way. And so having extra mats is a really helpful thing to have as a Cricut person, and you can always buy vinyl, cardstock, that kind of stuff as well. All right, next one is not anything shocking, but that is a Kindle. This is one I bought for myself, I think on an after Christmas sale a few years ago, and I am a reader. I did not think I would like the Kindle. I don't like reading on my phone. I very much love a paperback. I love holding books in my hand. I bought it kind of as an experiment, thinking, oh, I'm not going to use it. I love it. I use my Kindle daily. I still really prefer a paperback and a physical book. However, here's what I like about the Kindle. One, it's small, it's lightweight, it's great, like, you know, it's like a half a book size instead of having, you know, all of like that would be a paperback. So it's nice that it's small. I love that I am able to use it easily in the bathtub, the hot tub, and the pool, because those are the three places that I do most of my reading. It's pretty waterproof. I wouldn't stick it into the hot tub or the bathtub, but it is pretty waterproof, and so you can use it in those areas, and the water just wipes right off. And then you can get different cases. I'm looking at a new case to get for my Kindle. And then I love that if you have Prime, there's a lot of books that are on Prime Reading that you can get included with your Prime subscription, and they switch out every once in a while. So I'm able to read a lot of books for free that way. You can also purchase books, of course. I've purchased a couple. I don't usually purchase them. The main thing I do is use the Prime Reading app on here, and you can just download them to your thing. You can also, a lot of libraries have like electronic ebook rentals, essentially. So it's like a library book, but on your Kindle. I don't do that yet. I mean, that's one of my projects for 2026 is to figure out how to make that work, because you have to like sign up with your library, and they're all different. So that's one thing that I'm working on there. It's great, especially like I'm looking at, this is a giant book, and so being able to have it like small like this is really great. And then it's so good for travel, especially I don't know about you, but I'm always scared I'm going to finish my books. And so when I travel, I want to bring like all of the books, but you can't, you know, carry all the books. So a lot of times I'll bring one paperback and then I'll bring this, or sometimes I just bring my Kindle, and that way I just have access to a lot of things. And then you can read at night pretty easily because it's, you know, lights up. So that's one I bought for myself, but I'm including it in my best gifts that I've ever gotten. Now that we have a tree in the background, I'm going to turn off the fan because I feel like it's making a lot of noise. Oh, if you have someone who already has a Kindle, highly recommend a page turner. My mom made fun of me so hard when I asked for this for Christmas, but it clips onto your Kindle, and then you have like the remote. What I use it for is a lot of times I read on the exercise bike, and so I'll set it up at the top, and then instead of having to like, you know, move my hand and click, I just hold this in my hand on the bars, and I can just click pretty easily. And so that's what I usually use it for. A lot of people will use like a tablet holder to hold their Kindle, like laying in bed, and they'll get under the covers and use it that way, so they don't have to like get out of the covers to flip the page. But if you already have a Kindle person, you can grab that, and it's fairly cheap on Amazon. So let me turn off the fan, and then I'm going to go through a couple of things that are on my list for this year. So the way that I make Christmas lists is I will put a variety of things at a variety of price points, and I'll be like, here are some options you can choose from, because I don't want to already know what's under the tree. Like, I still want it to be a surprise, and so that's kind of how I usually go for it. A couple of things that I put on my list, I have like a list for my husband and then a list for mom, who will share it with grandma. So number one is I would like a clear crossbody bag. I'm not too picky about what I want, but I did find this one that was really cute because it has a monogram, although I have a Cricut, so I can make anything a monogram if I want to. So that one comes in a couple different colors, which is also fun, just for like concerts and things like that. And then I'm sure you can find cheap ones on Amazon. The next one is the most random thing of my life, but I really want it. It's from Lord of the Maps, and it's a stamp set to make maps. Obviously I need that. I don't know, something about it. It's just like the coolest thing of my life. So I would love that. I have a couple random like sweatshirts and things like that. These are great, like stocking stuffers. If you have an artsy person, water brushes are one of my favorite things. I have them everywhere, and I don't have enough, so I added them to my list this year as well. And then I have a couple of books on here and like just randomness, so we want to go over that. Okay, from husband, I gave him like, I was like, here's a couple larger things that I'm interested in, pick one, and then, you know, here's some smaller things, pick one of those. So as far as larger things, I would like a hiking bag. So this is the one I was looking at, this Osprey Sportlight 25. I would like it into purple because it's pretty. But the Osprey ones are great because they have, the back is like rigid, so they're easier to carry. And then this one has like the side pockets as well, which I love. So that's one I would be really interested in. Another thing I'm really interested in is a fountain pen, which again, random, but here we are. So Tom Studio has these fountain pens that are kind of like modern calligraphy kind of situation. So that is one thing that I put on there that I've had my eye on for quite a while. And then smaller things, I was looking at this jewelry box because it has little inserts. So you like can hook your things in there and then you can stick them all in the bigger box. And the reason I like that is because I am often like changing after school. Like if I have a concert after school, because I teach music, I'll like, you know, go through the day and then I'll change at night. And so I could just take that little, you know, the little holder and stick it in my bag, and then I don't have like a whole big jewelry box, but my stuff is still safe, and then you can put it all together. I also asked for a new BrewMate cup because I like to be able to wash them pretty often, so I like to switch them out. And then I told him he can stuff my stocking with hot chocolate packets, whitening strips, because you know, once you use the hot chocolate packets, then you need whitening strips. So these I've never tried, but I've heard really good reviews about. And then these eye masks I would really like, so I said he could put those in my stocking. Oh no, I missed one of my favorite presents ever. This is not going to surprise anybody because this is like not a, it's a very common product and something people often include in their lists. But last thing, because I can't believe I forgot this and you have to know about it, is Laneige lip sleeping mask. Y'all, so good. It's so good that I started using it every day, and then we went out of town and I didn't have it for like 2 or 3 days because I didn't take it with me, and I came home and immediately brought a travel size because I was like, I'm never ever going more than a day without this. I use it every single night, and in the winter sometimes I use it in the morning too. You just put it on at night, you just kind of like stick it in and like rub it in, and it is truly the best. It just like moisturizes your lips if you have any like dry, flaky, any of that kind of problem. Takes it right out. I put it on every single night without fail. I have a travel kit to take with me when I leave because I cannot live without it. So make sure that you get that one for whoever you're, you know, giving gifts under the tree to. So there's a couple things that I have loved and a couple things that I am asking for this year. So if you are anybody's Santa, hopefully that'll help you at least a little bit. Man, it's so hard because gift giving is so personal because, you know, I'm like, I would love a Loungefly and I would love, you know, map stamps and I want a fountain pen, and other people would be like, I don't want any of those things. So totally understand, but I just wanted to, you know, give you some options. I've been watching a lot of gift guides, listening to a lot of gift guides to give myself some options for people I'm purchasing for. So there's a couple of, you know, things if you're looking. Thanks for watching, and I would love to know your top favorite gifts ever in the comments down below. Okay, bye.